For weeks after the evening party, Lucien finds himself haunted by memories of you. The feel of your body against his, the sound of your moans, the way your eyes darkened with desire. He tries to push the thoughts away, telling himself it was nothing more than a brief, passionate encounter, a moment of weakness that he can't allow himself to indulge in. He buries himself in his work, trying to block out the memories of you, but they continue to flicker in his mind. The taste of your skin on his tongue. How can he simply forget that? Lucien tries to convince himself that he's making the right decision, that allowing you to go was the best course of action. He tells himself that if the fates intended for you two to be together, then you would cross paths once more, and only then will he allow himself to indulge in the feelings you stirred within him. If it's meant to be, he murmurs to himself, the words a mix of resignation and hope. We'll find each other again. I must have patience. Lucien feels almost unhinged without you. The days drag on, each moment seeming to stretch into an eternity. The craving, the need to be near you, to touch you, to claim you as his own, it's consuming him. Get a grip, he mutters to himself, running a frustrated hand through his hair. You're losing your damn mind over some woman you met at a party. Pull yourself together. Lucien is currently working late at the local tailor shop, the room steeped in a cozy, almost intimate darkness. The only light comes from a few scattered lamps, casting a warm glow over the fabric strewn across the tables and the racks of clothes. He's meticulously working on a dress, his skilled hands moving with practiced ease over the fabric, each stitch precise and perfect. In the quiet solitude of the shop, his mind is free to drift, and inevitably it finds its way back to you. As hard as he tries to forget, you remain, stubbornly, at the forefront of his thoughts. Lucien hears the bell above the door to the shop chime, signaling the entrance of a customer. But he doesn't look up from his work. He trusts the old shopkeeper to handle the newcomer as he continues working on the dress. The repetitive, soothing motion of the needle and thread is almost meditative, and he loses himself in the rhythm, only half listening to the conversation taking place several feet away.
The shopkeeper smiles warmly at you, his eyes crinkling with age and experience. "Good evening, miss. How can I assist you this evening?" he asks, his voice gentle and friendly. "Are you here to browse, or do you have something specific in mind?" The old shopkeeper's eyes light up with recognition as he sees the dress in your hands, and a knowing smile spreads across his face. "Ah yes," he says, nodding his head in approval. "That's a beautiful gown you have there, miss. What a lovely choice. But of course it's a bit too big, isn't it? Fear not, with the right hands and some skillful alterations it will fit you like a glove." The shopkeeper leads you through the narrow aisles of the shop, the sound of your footsteps soft on the hardwood floor. He pushes aside a set of heavy curtains, revealing the back room where Lucien is still engrossed in his work, his slender hands moving deftly over the dress. "Lucien," the shopkeeper says, loudly enough to tear Lucien from his concentration.
His gaze flicks up, dark eyes landing on you, and he freezes for a fraction of a moment, his heart skipping a beat.
The shopkeeper continues, unaware of the silent moment between the two of you. "This young lady's gown needs some adjustments," the shopkeeper continues, gesturing toward you. "I believe you're the man for the job, eh?"
His hands still, the needle poised above the fabric, as his gaze locks with yours for a split second. He rises from his seat slowly, his movements graceful yet deliberate, like a predator sizing up its prey. His gaze remains fixed on you, a mixture of confusion and curiosity etched into his handsome features. For a long moment, he simply stands there, his hands still resting on the table, as if to keep himself from reaching out and touching you to confirm that you're real, that this is actually happening. Then he speaks, his voice low and measured, with a hint of something that could almost be called hope. "Show me the dress." The old shopkeeper excuses himself, leaving you and Lucien in the room, alone. The air between you seems to crackle with tension, and 1,000 unspoken questions hang just out of reach. Lucien remains rooted to the spot, his eyes drinking in every detail of you, as though committing every line and curve of you to memory. "Step forward," he murmurs, his voice a soft command, and he gestures for you to come closer. As you move closer, Lucien's eyes fix on yours, dark and intense. He takes the dress from you, the soft fabric passing from your hands to his. His fingers, long and slender, caress the material, almost reverently, his touch surprisingly gentle and tender. He doesn't look at the dress, not yet. He's too preoccupied with the sight of you, the way your eyes lock with his, the steady thump of your pulse, the soft scent of your skin. Gods, it's like torture, being this close to you again. His fingers trace over the soft, flowing fabric, and he can't deny that it's of exceptional quality. Soft, he mutters, his voice still deep and measured, and smooth. The material is quite pleasing. He continues to run the material between his fingers, almost absent-mindedly, as he struggles to keep himself under control. Being this close to you is more torturous than he was prepared for. Lucien's voice is low, controlled, but you can almost hear the struggle beneath the surface, the barely contained tension in his every word. The dress still in his hands, he holds it out to you, his dark eyes fixed on your face. "I can only properly assess the fit if you try it on," he murmurs, his eyes roaming over your figure, as if already imagining the way the dress will cling to you. Lucien watches you walk toward the changing room, his gaze following you, unwilling to let you out of his sight. As you disappear behind the curtains, he lets out a low exhale, trying to gather himself. The sight of you like this, so close yet so far, awakens feelings he thought he had buried. He clenches his jaw, his hands balling into fists at his sides as he waits for you to reappear. Lucien's thoughts race as he stands outside the changing room, waiting for you. The silence from within is almost deafening, and it only adds to his building sense of tension. He can't help but wonder why you've been so quiet, why you haven't spoken a word since you arrived. Is it nerves? Fear? Or something else entirely? He shifts his weight from one foot to the other, his eyes fixated on the curtained doorway, willing you to come out so he can see you in that damned dress. Lucien's breath hitches in his chest as you emerge from the changing room. The sight of you in that dress, with the top hanging just a touch too loose, almost makes him lose his composure entirely. The urge to reach out and touch the exposed skin at your neck, to feel your pulse beneath his fingertips, it's almost overwhelming. Instead, he manages to keep his voice steady as he speaks, his hands clenching at his sides. Turn around. Lucien has to bite back a quiet, appreciative curse as you turn around and reveal your exposed back. The curve of your spine, the smooth expanse of skin, beckons to him like a siren's call. It takes every inch of his willpower not to reach out and touch you, to trace the line of your spine with his fingers, to feel your body shiver beneath his touch. He forces himself to speak, his voice hoarse and thick with barely restrained desire. "Let me see the front." Lucien's eyes roam over you again as you turn back, his gaze roaming over the curves of your body, the way the dress hangs loosely around you. He nods slowly, his jaw clenched, fighting the urge to close the distance between you and pull you against him. "Yes," he murmurs, his voice a ragged rasp. "Too big, too long. I need to measure you." Lucien's hands are sure and steady as he guides you over to the mirror, the tape measure hanging over his shoulders. His eyes meet yours in the reflection, and he can see the way your skin flushes, the way your breathing quickens at his touch. He steps closer, standing behind you as he wraps the tape around your waist, his hands lingering on your hips for just a moment longer than necessary. "Relax," he murmurs, his voice low and warm in your ear. "I need accurate measurements." Lucien's work is meticulous and precise. His hands move with practiced ease as he pins the dress in place, his eyes roving over the way the fabric drapes over your body. Every few seconds his fingers brush gently against your skin, as if unintentionally, each touch sending a jolt through him. He tries to focus on the act of measuring and pinning, but in the close proximity, the scent of you is driving him mad. Every movement, every breath you take makes his self-control waver a bit more. Lucian's eyes dart up to meet yours in the mirror, and for a moment, his hands still as his chest tightens at the sight of your smile. He swallows hard, his throat suddenly feeling dry as sandpaper. "Just trying to focus," he manages to mutter, his voice raspier than he intended. "Don't want to mess up the measurements." His gaze lingers on your reflection for an instant too long, his eyes dark and intense, before he forces himself to return to his work. Your smile, that soft, prideful look in your eyes, makes his heart skip a beat. No one has ever looked at him like that, with such innocence and admiration, not for the past 700 years. The sight of you smiling, praising him, ignites a strange mix of emotions within him. Pride, protectiveness, something deeper and older and far more dangerous. He forces himself to focus on his work, on pinning the dress and taking the measurements he needs. His hands work automatically, his mind in a daze as he struggles to remain composed. Lucian's mind is a whirl with conflicting thoughts and feelings. The image of his wife, of all those years ago, flashes through his mind unbidden, merging with the sight of you standing before him. You are so similar. Your smile, your soft voice, the way you look at him. It's all too much. He falters for a moment, his hands freezing as he struggles to keep his emotions in check. The dress in his hands suddenly feels heavy, the weight of the past and the present colliding in a dizzying blur. "Yes, a man of many talents," he agrees, his eyes never leaving your reflection in the mirror. His fingers tremble lightly as he works, the closeness and the memories all becoming too much to bear. He bites back a growl as your scent envelops him once more, the sweet, alluring fragrance that reminds him so painfully of her. Lucian moves around to the front of you, his eyes roaming over your figure. That damn dress hangs too low on your chest, revealing far more than it should, and it's driving him mad. He reaches for the fabric, his fingers brushing against your skin as he lifts it, pulling it into place, trying to cover you up. He can hardly think straight, his every instinct screaming at him to pull you close, to taste your skin. Lucian freezes at your words, the mention of that night jolting him out of his thoughts. For a moment he remains silent, his eyes fixed on yours, the memories of that night flooding his mind in a disorienting wave. "I had to go," he manages to mutter, his voice hoarse, his gaze dropping to the floor as he tries to avoid your gaze. The mere mention of that night, of the moment he was so foolish as to walk away, is like a stab to his heart. He never should have left. Lucian's heart clenches painfully in his chest at your words. So you had looked for him. The thought of you trying to find him, searching for him after that night, is like a knife twisting in his gut. He closes his eyes, his hands clenching into fists at his sides as he tries to steady his racing thoughts. You looked for me?" he asks, his voice barely above a whisper. Lucian curses himself silently for a fool. How could he be so stupid to walk away from you, to let you think you meant nothing to him? His chest tightens with guilt and regret, his mind reeling with self-loathing. You looking for him, wanting him? He's a damn fool. "You didn't think wrong," he mutters, his eyes flickering up to meet yours. "You didn't think wrong at all. I was an idiot. I shouldn't have walked away." Lucian's hands move along your collarbone, his fingers tracing the soft skin, leaving a trail of fire in their wake. He struggles to focus on the task at hand, to focus on pinning the dress and not on the way your body feels beneath his touch. He can practically taste your pulse, the scent of your skin flooding his senses. It's all he can do to not pull you against him, to hold you, to... No, he can't. He pins the dress, his hands moving with a slow, deliberate precision. Lucian's breath hitches as you look up at him with those soft, doe-eyed stare. Damn it, you look so innocent, so trusting. The urge to protect you, to take you away from this world and keep you safe and sound, is almost overwhelming. He finishes pinning the dress in silence for a moment, gathering his thoughts, grappling with the words on the tip of his tongue. I was I was a coward, he mutters, his voice a rough rasp. I was scared. Lucian takes a step back, his eyes roaming over the dress, taking in every detail with a keen eye. The fabric fits perfectly now, the way it hugs your curves, the shape of your body. It's almost too much. He shakes his head, trying to clear his thoughts and focus on the dress. Not the way it highlights your every feature, making you look like some sort of goddamn vision. Turn, he murmurs, his voice barely above a whisper. Spin for me. Lucian's jaw clenches as you ask the question again, his mind racing with warring thoughts. He wants to tell you the truth, to confess everything, but the words won't come. He's a coward, a goddamn coward, and he's never hated himself more than in this moment. He stares at the dress, his eyes tracing the contours of your body, trying and failing to tear his eyes away from you. Damn it, he mutters, his voice a ragged whisper. I was scared that if I let myself have what I wanted, I would only end up hurting you. Lucian's breath catches in his chest as you freeze in place, your words hitting him like a punch to the gut. You don't think he could hurt you. He almost laughs at the irony. You have no idea of the monster beneath his skin, the darkness that lurks within him. He takes a step forward, his hands itching to reach out to you, to pull you close, to tell you the truth. You have no idea what I'm capable of, he mutters, his voice ragged. I'm a monster, sweetheart. I could destroy you. Lucian feels something inside him snap at the sound of your soft, musical chuckle. The way you're looking at him, like you're amused by the very idea of him being dangerous. It makes his heart lurch. He takes another step forward, his gaze never straying from your face, his self-control hanging by a thread. Yes, me. Lucian's breath catches in his chest at your words. The way you whisper his name, the way you challenge him, it's making it almost impossible for him to think straight. He takes another step forward, his body now just inches away from yours, his hands itching to reach out and touch you, to draw you into his arms. His eyes are dark and molten as he looks down at you, a mix of hunger and something like desperation in the depths of his gaze. And how do I look at you, he asks, his voice hoarse with need. Lucian's heart clenches at your words, the simple, innocent sincerity in your voice hitting him like a dagger to the heart. He can't remember the last time anyone looked at him with such trust, such blind faith. A wave of conflicting emotions flood through him, his desire, his guilt, his self-loathing, all warring for dominance inside him. You're an idiot, you know that, he mutters, his voice a rough whisper. You have no idea what you're getting yourself into with me, sweetheart. Lucian can't help but watch as you disappear into the change room. The sight of you slipping away from him almost physically painful. He stands there for a moment, his heart heavy in his chest, his mind reeling with a million thoughts. He wants you, by God how he wants you, but he knows it can't be. He's too damaged, too broken, too monstrous. He's already damned himself, but the thought of dragging you down with him, he can't. Get a grip, you idiot, he mutters to himself. He takes a deep, ragged breath, raking a hand through his hair, trying to push down the overwhelming emotions threatening to consume him. He has to keep his head clear. He has to think logically about this. God damn it. He's a grown man. He's survived for centuries. He can handle his damn desires. He can do this. Lucian takes the dress from you, his fingers brushing against yours, the brief touch sending a jolt of electricity through him. He nods silently, his voice seemingly trapped in his throat, as he struggles to maintain some semblance of composure. The thought of you coming back, seeing you again tomorrow, is both a blessing and a curse. He wants you, God, he wants you so damn much. Yes, of course, he manages to croak out, his voice hoarse and gravelly. I'll fix it. Lucian's head snaps up at your sudden question, his heart skipping a beat. The kiss. That night, that damn kiss, the moment that had haunted him ever since. He wants to lie, to brush it off as meaningless, to protect you from his feelings, his desires. But the words die on his lips, his eyes locking onto yours. He can't lie to you, not when you look at him like that. Everything, he whispers, his voice ragged. It meant everything to me, sweetheart. Lucian watches as you walk away, the soft smile on your face both a comfort and a torture. Damn it, he loves you so damn much, more than he ever thought possible, but he knows he can't have you. Lucian lets out a low, frustrated growl, the realization hitting him like a punch in the gut. He's been denying fate, trying to resist the pull towards you, but he knows now that it's futile. Fate has brought you back into his life, and he can no longer ignore it. No matter how much he may try, he knows deep down that he can't push you away, can't deny the truth any longer. Damn it,